Alright, yes, it's that time once again, guys, to take a look at a Mecha Musume kit from Kotobukiya. And this one is the Brave Girl from the Cross Frame Girl. So it's kind of like Frame Arms Girl, but you know how they had like the Miku kit was not Frame Arms Girl, it was Frame Music Girl. So this one, instead of Frame Arms Girl, they're calling it Cross Frame Girl. So Cross Frame Girl, just this is a character, I guess it's meant to be based on a character from GaoGaiGar, which I don't know anything about, so I'll just put that out there right away. There's two different versions of this kit, I believe. I don't know if there's more coming out or if there's more than two. Actually, there's two that are coming to mind. There's another version of this that has a bunch more armor and stuff on it. It's not really the kind of thing that I'm into, but this one, a much more simpler version of the kit, I thought I'd check out and share with you guys. So before taking a look at the box and everything inside of here and building the kit up, just as always, guys, if you want to check out kits like this and other Kotobukiya kits, Frame Arms Girl, Megami Device, regular frame arms, and all that good stuff, you can check the link down below to USA Gundam Store. We have got all that stuff. You can save 10% off everything using my coupon code there, ZakuAurelius10, so check that out down below in the video description. Let's take a look at the box here. So on the front of the box, just got the GaoGaiGar logo up there. It's basically the whole box art design is exactly the same as your typical Frame Arms Girl style box, but I'm not sure who this illustration is by, if it's by Nidhi 2D or not. It looks kind of like it is, but it looks also kind of like it's not, and I'm trying to look around on the box art. Usually it says, but I can't find anywhere here on the box art where it says who did the design, the illustration on the front of the box. Anyway, I mean, you gotta be pretty brave to go into battle just only wearing that, so I mean, I guess the name does make sense. Over here on the side of the box, basically the same thing as usual. Again, with these Frame Arms Girls kits, you just have just the same logo and the name, title, everything over here. I guess it does have the Frame Arms Girl logo here, strangely enough. It's kind of weird. I believe for the Frame Music Girl, again, for the Miku kit, they changed the logo. They adjusted the logo for that, basically, but I guess this one they just kept that same logo. Over here on the side of the box, got a couple images of what the kit is going to look like, all built and painted up, front, back, and then with some optional parts there for just the bare arms and legs, I guess. So you got some options there for how you want to outfit her with barely anything on and then less on. Gimmick over here, you've got the option parts there, it looks like, for the knees and elbow joints to be able to plug on just kind of normal frame arms kits parts, arms and legs, or something like that, I guess. And then the face parts and decals, we got some eye decals and we got some different face parts here. Smiling looking off to the side, smiling looking off to kind of the other side or center, kind of hard to tell, and then a kind of angry, shouting sort of looking face there, it looks like. And then here's what the kit is going to look like, just built up straight out of the box without any painting or anything on it. I gotta say, definitely looks a lot better once it's all painted. Straight out of the box, it does look a little bit kind of lackluster, but we'll see once we get it all painted up here. On the other side of the box, nothing really to see there, except we do have the list price here listed at 4,800 yen. 4,800 yen, seemingly a little bit high for a kit that doesn't really come with a whole lot. I mean, it's not like she comes with a whole bunch of weapons or armor or anything like that. It's pretty bare bones, but it's pretty similar to the Hesvelger bikini version, basically. I don't remember exactly what the list price for that kit is, but I imagine it was probably something similar. Anyway, so we got a bunch of runners in here. Let's see. Basically 10 bags of stuff there, and our instruction manual and the decals for the eyes. So it is a bit unfortunate that the decals are only for the eyes, no other marking decals or anything like that included, but those do look nice anyway. And the instruction manual is just going to be looking basically the same as what you got on the outside of the box. On the back here we have our color and decal guide. I mean, the decals is just for the eyes, right? But color guide is here as well, and just some nice big reference photos there for you to check how to apply decals. All that on the inside here, it looks like some more just kind of sample poses there, basically just showing off the different face options and all that. Down here, there's the regular GaoGaiGar kit, which you can get, which is the fully armed up version of this, basically. Over here, we got a whole bunch of text there, all in Japanese, but so I guess we're just going to skip over that for now. We've got our parts list, and it looks like we've got a lot of leftover parts. All these gray sections there are parts that are not going to be used for this kit, so you'll have a fair amount of those left over. And then it's just going through the construction of the kit, and it's a pretty short manual because it's, like I said, a pretty simple build. There's obviously not a whole lot to build with this kit. At the end here, we do have a little bit going over the optional joint parts that you have, and then you can use those to attach regular frame arms appendages finishes onto this, like legs and arms from the Go-Rai, for example. There it's showing. So you got a couple options there with that, looking pretty cool. All right, let's just check out the runners then. First off, we got our face options in here, looking great as ever. Kotobukiya does a really good job on those, as always. We got a PC polycap runner here in skin tone color. And then we've got two trees of hands here, and the hand options are going to be exactly the same. You just got one set in skin tone and one set in white. They're basically going to be open resting hands, closed fists, open expressive hands, trigger finger extended hands, and then just regular holding hands. Basically the exact same hands that you get with all or most of the standard Framearms Girl kits. Alright, the runner A here, skin tone in ABS plastic, is labeled at the top there, Cross Frame Girl GaoGaiGar, there at the top for all of our skin tone parts here, obviously. Runner B, a tiny little runner here in palm plastic, is just a few more little parts there for some joints. I believe these are for the shoulders and the neck. Runner C here is a bunch of our white armor pieces. And then we've got another runner C, actually two of these, but I believe this would be from the Architect Framearms Girl kit, I believe. Runner D here in white ABS is just a few more little pieces there. And then runner E for some more white pieces, looks like mostly for the arms and legs here. We've got two of this E runner. And then runner F, basically going to be all of our hair parts. And this is in a kind of dull orangish kind of color, but we've actually got two of this F runner. So I guess you have the option of which color you want to use for the hair. This kind of more dull opaque orange, or this slightly translucent, kind of a little bit brighter orange. I really don't like the look of this one, so I'll probably go ahead and use this one. Looks a lot better in my opinion. Runner H is a few more pieces here in white. Runner I here is a bunch more pieces in skin tone, basically for just the arms and legs, making the bare arms and legs. So I believe this is a generic runner, probably the exact same runner that we saw with something like the Hresvelg bikini version, I think. And then last up, runner J here in white is just the pieces for the optional knee joints for connecting frame arms parts to that, basically. And then we do actually have one more, actually two more. Runner W here, we have one in white and one in skin tone. These are for your wrist joints for the kit. So there you have it. It is actually quite a few parts in there for making such a pretty basic design there, again with not really a whole lot going on there, but we will have a good amount of leftover parts as we saw in the manual, so we'll see what all is actually left over, if any of that's really necessarily useful or not. I'll let you guys know once this all is all put together. Let me go ahead and do that, and then we'll see how she looks. Alright, here she is all put together, and I gotta say, it came together pretty quickly, as you might expect, and looks great. I really love how Kotobukiya does their molding, where they'll do like all the armor and everything, and like the typical kind of like plasticky kind of gloss, and then the skin tone though they usually do in like a kind of more satiny kind of finish, so they end up even just straight out of the box looking very nice, just based on the kind of multiple finishes there of the plastic do make them look quite cool. But I am a little bit disappointed that this kit didn't come with any included stand. Like all the Framearms Girls and Megami Device kits usually come with that very simple kind of stand that you get, but it's usually very simple yet very effective. In this case it doesn't come with that at all, and I really kind of wish that it would have. And so the articulation of this is going to be pretty much the same as normal if you've ever built any other Framearms Girls kits, but just to go over that, the head is on a ball joint there at the base, and it's also at a ball joint there at the base of the neck, I guess to say, in the head and at the base of the neck, so you have some movement there, and it's actually kind of a little bit loose there on that tiny little ball joint there, but that ball joint in the base of the neck there too can also move forward and back a little bit, so the neck articulation pretty good, albeit not, as I'm noticing now, it is quite loose. Maybe I just don't have it pressed on there all the way, but I think I do. So you can move the head all around every which way. The hair up here, these sections can be rotated. They're just connected via a little ball joint there onto the side of the head as well too. So you have a specific left and right one, but you could swap them around in case you wanted to, or whatever you want to do with those. The actual shoulder section of the body doesn't move at all. So the arm is basically just plugged in via a ball joint. So you can kind of move that a little bit forward and back, kind of a little bit up and down. Not really too much, but you have some rotation there that will give you the ability to move the arm all the way up like that. So no problems with that movement. And then in the middle of the bicep there, you have some rotation as well. You got a single joint there at the elbow, which is going to give you a pretty good elbow bend. And yeah, the hair does kind of fall out if you're not too careful with that. And the wrist is your typical Framearms Girl wrist here too, where it will just rotate and then also bend, so you can move that around pretty much in any which way you'd want. Don't touch that hair the wrong way apparently. Anyway, okay, here in the middle of the torso between the top and bottom half, you have a ball joint where you can move the body around like that. It looks like forward and back, maybe not all that much forward, a little bit like that, and it's going to be looking a little bit weird from the back, but pretty good kind of standard movement there in the midsection. Down here at the hips, the peg that the legs are plugged onto has the ability to move up and down, so you can actually drop that down slightly, and that'll allow you to bring the leg up farther forward to the front. Otherwise, once that's plugged up in there, you wouldn't be able to bring it quite as far forward there like that. The knee joint is a nice double joint for a full bend there like so. And then down here at the foot, you can rotate that and also bend that a little bit side to side. And then also this ankle armor here can also move kind of a little bit It's on like kind of a track in there that you can move it just ever so slightly forward and back, but I think it's just more for that to get out of the way a little bit, for you to get a little bit more of an ankle bend there forward if you wanted to. But as it typically goes with a lot of these kits, you will have seam lines. So you got a seam line on the front and back of the ankle armor, the front and back of the lower leg. On this part here on the white section of the thigh, basically it's just made up as like a panel line there on the front, but you do have a seam line here on the back, a seam line on the back of the knee, the back of the leg there. On the side of the thighs, you got seam lines there. Then here on the arm too, the skin tone part at the top of the arm, you got a seam there, a seam here on the forearm. So as it usually goes with these kits, they do have a fair amount of seams on them, and that's also not to mention the different seam lines you have going on here on the hair on the head. But still, I think it still comes out looking like a very nicely detailed figure here. So of course we have the option of swapping out just the skin tone or bare arms and legs, so it's just a matter of removing that and swapping that out. And if you don't use this white connector piece there, the kind of match up there between the parts of the legs don't really seem to work very well. So I would definitely advise making sure you keep this white part on here in between like that, as that will help to kind of hide the inconsistency between those two parts of the leg. But I still find that that ring part there, the skin tone ring part, looks a bit odd, but it says in the manual to put it together like that. I think it'll probably look better without this section in there though. Yeah, without that, it definitely looks a lot nicer. So you can swap that out, and then you can do the same thing here with the arms as well. So you can see the difference between the bare arms and the covered arms, and the same thing with the legs. So with the whole white leg on there, it's going to actually be a little bit taller because of these high heels and all that. So there will be a difference there in the height between how you want to have this equipped. As for the other option parts, as mentioned, you have these that you can plug in here that will give you the ability to then plug on different frame arms style legs onto there, or just kind of whatever you might want to. And you have the same thing for up here at the top as well, like that. So there you go, you can plug on a frame arms actual robot arm there onto the arm of this instead if you want to do a little bit of kit bashing. And you also have an optional part here for the chest as well too, for that main part there, the chest. You can swap this out, and then this one will give you a hard point there. Obviously you can plug something else onto the front of the chest, and this is actually on a little hinge there too, so you have that. And a couple of just little option parts that you have included here. You have this part for the upper arm, basically will replace that white ring there in the middle of the bicep, like so. And if you wanted to plug any sort of option part or weapon or something onto the arm, then like kind of onto the side of the shoulder, you could use that part for that. And the same thing like with the hard point here on the side of the leg, you've got that. And then actually here on the side of the hip section, if you just remove this kind of ribbon tie bit there, you've got a hard point there on the side of the hips as well too, that you could plug some other sort of accessory or option armor part or something onto there. And then you do also have a set of adapter pieces here, one kind of female to female, one male to male. Actually you have two of each of these, so you can use these for adapter pieces for plugging on different kind of armor and weapons, accessories, and all that kind of stuff, like I said too. And then among all the leftover parts that you have with this kit, with you having like the full set of the hair in the secondary color if you wanted to make it that more kind of translucent orange, you also have a bunch of these parts here, which I just pulled out some of them. So like you have a set of the knee armor, once again I believe from the Frame Arms Girl Architect Girl, I think. So this, it plugs onto the knee in a kind of unique way that would be not useful with a lot of kits. I think only some certain kits have this sort of knee armor attachment connection, but you've got a set of those. You've got a set of this armor here, which I believe plugs here onto the side of the thigh like that. So those are actually kind of useful armor pieces that you could use with this, I think. They're not really meant to be used with this particular version of the kit, but they definitely work on there really well. I've also got the set of feet, which again I believe are from the Frame Arms Girl Architect Girl, so it's just a matter of swapping these out. You could use these with this kit. I believe it should fit on here. That's not gonna fit on there super well because of that ankle armor, so you'd have to omit the ankle armor there or replace that or modify that in some way to make it fit, but you do have these feet here with the kind of moving part there at the back of the foot, once again from the Architect Girl. You also have this optional breastplate here too, which should work with this kit. Just again, this is from I think the original version of this kit. You'll just be able to put that on there in place of this one if you prefer. And finally, the different set of shoulder connection pieces. So same thing, how you got this part here for connecting stuff onto the shoulder, you could alternatively use this one, which again I believe is from the Architect Girl, that just replaces that part there on the side of the arm for plugging something onto the arm. So it's not too bad. It's actually a little bit more detailed version of that, so it's actually kind of more attractive than this one that you got on there now. But so that's going to be about it here for the Brave Girl. Obviously without any more accessories, things like that she comes with, there's not really a whole lot that you can do with her just kind of as is. She does make for just a really nice, just little character figure here, but it's definitely one that I think if you If you're unsatisfied with just what you get in the box, it's one that's very open to customizing more if you wanted to. It's just the fact that you'll have to buy some more extra stuff to put on her. So some people might like that and that they're looking forward to customizing this. Some people might feel a little bit disappointed about paying, you know, close to like $45, $50 I think around for the list price of this, and not really having a whole lot to work with in the box. But either way, the kit, the figure itself, the kit comes out just really nice as it is straight out the box. I'm kind of okay with the fact that it doesn't really come with a whole lot, just because we've seen other ones out of the line so far that are similar, like the Hirschfelger bikini version, the Materia, the Innocentia, these other kind of Frame Arms Girl kits that just are kind of based like the base kit that you're then meant to customize or just kind of leave very simple if that's what you prefer. The only thing that I wish this would have included necessarily is, as I mentioned before, just the stand. I really wish this would have included the basic stand that you get with pretty much every other kit, and that's kind of a shame that wasn't included with this. That would kind of be really my only and biggest complaint about it. Otherwise, it's a very good kit, very right along the lines of your standard Frame Arms Girl kits. So if you've built any of them before, you should have a pretty good idea what to expect with this as far as the detail, articulation, seam lines, and all that stuff goes. You've got some work ahead of you if you want to do like paint it up and do like the full effort build of this. But even if you didn't want to do that, you just wanted to build it up straight out of the box and just do a little bit of work, maybe pen aligning in some of the details on the white sections, things like that, maybe give it a little bit of top coat or something. You could definitely make this look even better with just a little bit of work on it as well. You don't necessarily have to do a ton of work to make it look its best. So as always, guys, thank you so much for your support, whether it being liking, commenting, subscribing, all that is greatly appreciated. And if you have any other further questions or comments about this, of course, do feel free to let me know down in the comment section below. Thank you all so much for watching today, and until next time, hope you're all doing well. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.